Celebrating 1 year is crazy. So this is a special video. A year ago today, I started my little YouTube channel here dedicated to all my plants and gardening, and something that is really profound to me and has been something that I've had in my life since as far as I can remember. It's something that I hold very dear with me and my family, and something that I connect with them with. So a year ago, I decided to the plunge and open up an Instagram page, and then following a YouTube page and a TikTok page dedicated to nothing but my plants and my gardening and all my adventures related to that. And I can't believe that I have reached a year on YouTube, which is something very exciting to me. For this special video, I wanted to do kind of like a past and present kind of video. A year ago, I did a room tour, and this year we're gonna do the same room tour, but it's also kind of an update video. You see a lot of the same plants that I had a year ago, how they look now. Some plants that I had a year ago I no longer have, unfortunately, but it's all about the journey, about learning and growing alongside with your plants. So I'm happy to share this little journey with you and celebrating my 1 year anniversary here on YouTube with you guys. As of recently, I really got into the shorts on YouTube, which have been bringing me a lot of subscribers, a lot of love, and I appreciate all and every single one of you. I hope to expand this year on my subscribers on my YouTube channel and my other platforms, and I'm excited to keep learning and just see where this journey takes us. So without further ado, this is the 2024 room tour. Alright, like last year's video, the first area that we're going to talk about is my desk slash studio artwork room, which you can consider a plant room too now. And it wouldn't be a plant room if it wasn't a chaotic mess. But let's take a walk through what we have here. So like last year's video, I'm going to start with my desk area, and then we're going to do a little UE around the room, as I have plants all over the places here. There's going to be a few things that are similar from last year to this year. There are a few plants that I have, but a lot has changed. I'm going to try to cover them all in the video. So as you can remember from last year I had 2 plastic containers with seeds. My seeds are currently planted outside in my greenhouse now. Now I have this little IKEA greenhouse that's here that's been wonderful. It's been an exciting new addition to my collection. And then a bunch of other plants that I want to go through with you right now. So we're going to start off in this very little corner here. So this Monstera that is currently here, if you guys remember, it started off with these 2 little leaves. Actually, they were in water. I potted it up during the summer and it grew crazy. It's been sprouting leaves now, and I brought it in during the winter, so it's been chilling in my room, but when the weather gets nice, it'll be back outside in the greenhouse. This little Monstera cutting as well also came from the mother plant that I've talked about on my channel. She's doing a little bit rough because of the winter. Didn't bring her in with enough time, but she's here, she's growing. I have a little growth spurt right here, so waiting for that one to pop out. And a little pothos cutting. So I had many pothos cuttings last year. This is just one of them. I potted a couple in here. This is the only one that survived. Again, the cold is brutal. And now onto my actual desk. There's a lot of things happening here. I kept it similar to last year, where there's a lot of my propagations here, a lot of experimental things, a lot of things that I'm growing. So this is where I keep them, since the light is right there and it's easier to access. I just want to walk you through some of my favorites from here. Well, they're all my favorites, but still. In the front we have a little begonia propagation station that has a lot of growth. I need to pot these up, and you'll be surprised to hear that some of these are literally the last pieces of the bushy begonia that I had. So this silver limbo is the last remaining leaf from its bunch, and then this yellow tiger claw as well. So these 2 have to be repotted so they could grow again. A new addition to the family is a little Madagascar jewel that I have. I have the mother plant that I got at the plant swap that I went to a couple weeks ago, almost a month now, and It grew up and it's currently growing here. Alocasia plants are still my absolute favorite, so I don't have any of my big alocasias from the previous video from a year ago. They unfortunately died, but I do have corn pups growing. I have some in water and some out here growing in dirt. Hopefully they grow. I've been having a little bit rough trouble with those. And then I have a little pitcher plant here that I had outside in the greenhouse. I brought her inside. She's doing great. I have her in some sphagnum moss. This little dome was in my video last year with a different plant. I think I was propagating something else, but now it's like a little terrarium kind of thing that I turned it into. It has moss from the outside garden. Let me see if I can zoom in. So all that moss is from the outside and it's growing. Let me move the light so you guys can see. Oh, that's the best I could do. And it's growing a queen marble in there, so it's freestanding by itself. So that's just like a little cool display. Bunch of cuttings that I don't think I have time to go over right now because this video will be immense. But I have a couple of Hoyas that I'm new to. I have some philodendron. This is a Mamey, I think it's called, and then a philodendron gloriosum here that is pushing out new leaves. The Mamey is also pushing out a new leaf, as you can see here. I have begonias here, another Hoya here, and a wide variety of begonias here. These were outside, the cold got to them, but as you can see from this one, they're trying to resprout all over, and I'm very happy to still have my begonias. I have my Monstera constellation, Thai constellation here. She's been doing wonderful. She got this big while she was outside. She is pushing a new leaf. Is gonna start pushing one soon, so as soon as the weather changes, she's back outside to keep growing. Go have a golden pothos back there. I have some begonias up here as well. So these three are, the middle one is the one that I got from a trade at the plant swap, and these two here are plants that I had and I've shown them, but they just, again, the winter got to, well, the majority of these plants were outside in my greenhouse. Winter came and it bit them in the ass, so they're currently all regrowing, so I'm not that worried, but they used to be very lush and I'm pretty sure they'll be lush again, but this is a result of the coldness here in New York. And now my IKEA greenhouse has a lot of plants actually, and I don't have the time right now to go through it all because I'm doing a room tour, but at another time I'll gladly make a video just focusing on them. It's basically a lot of propagations. You can see the big Swiss cheese plant here. That's a Monstera Addisonii actually. I have another cutting here, some begonias, global green pothos. I have a fern in there, and I'll focus on this on another video. So this is the desk area with the new addition of a Baltic blue cutting that I did, that I made my own moss bowl with from a previous video. So she is growing here. So continuing with the desk tour, as I have other plants. This is a Christmas cactus that I got from a trade. This is a Monstera mother plant that I have. She's currently growing in water and pushing out her new leaf. So I have her stationary here on my desk because I take pictures every day from her. And yeah, I'm just seeing her grow. It's really exciting. This alocasia I actually got from the supermarket, so I'm excited to see how it's growing. It's been doing great. She was in rough shape when I first got her, but she is pushing a new leaf as well. You can see right there. Last plant on my desk is this one right here. This is some type of cactus. I really don't know the name, honestly, but she's here doing her thing, and hopefully she keeps growing. There's a lot of roots coming out. So now this little bean is in solitude. This is one of my begonia rexes that I've shown a couple of times. She is in solitude because I found mealybugs on her the other day. So if you guys don't remember, during the summer I had a really, not bad, but I caught the infestation at the beginning of mealybugs on all my begonias. So I went through a process of cleaning them. They got cleaned. I honestly don't know how this one still had through the whole time, but she had a few the other day. I cleaned them off with some rubbing alcohol, and I've kept her in solitude away from all the other plants. She's actually in a weird position because I have a cart here with supplies and my Cricut machine here, so she's in a weird position, but I'm keeping her away because I don't know if she's gonna have more. I haven't seen any, but I have a lot of plants in here, so if this one keeps sprouting mealybugs, I'm gonna have to do something with her because I'm not risking it. Now, this area here is a workstation that I have for my art. I don't know if you guys remember, but I did mention in the first video that I am an artist. So this is my studio. It's just all these plants could not stay outside in my greenhouse because I got my greenhouse in September and I didn't get to build it and finish it until like October, end of October. And then that last week of October, we got a cold front that was crazy. So all of these plants are from outside. Well, most of them. Some of them are very new. So I'm going to walk you through these now. This Monstera here is actually the mother Monstera that I had in my video previously that I rescued. She's in really rough shape. I'm basically doing a little experiment on her. I have some of the aerial nodes in sphagnum moss and some of these I forget what the technical term of it is, but yeah, I'm just seeing if I could bring her back to life. I'm gonna cut her down once I open these, which will be in a couple more weeks. I think I just wanted to leave it off for good measure, and then I'll make another video on that and see how they're growing. But yeah, some of the leaves, my girl's in rough shape. On the actual top of the table, I have a lot going on. So new plants, we have an Alocasia Mickey Mouse. I'm still on my Alocasia frenzy. That hasn't changed. So I have a Mickey Mouse that I purchased a couple months ago, I believe. She is pushing new leaves, as you can see here, and this baby here. I have this climbing a shingle plant. I forget the scientific name, but it is a shingle plant. I got her at a rescue from Lowe's. She is slowly putting out new leaves, so I have her on a big piece of wood so she could trail up. So that's that one. All these begonias that are here and the Swiss cheese plant and the pothos, the Queen Marble pothos, these are actual cuttings that I have from my other begonias that were outside and they were growing, but again, the winter was brutal, so a lot of them got almost killed, but they're coming back. They're coming back, as you can see, slowly but surely. This one is lush. The color of the leaves that are like this are from the outside. Her real colors are coming in now with the new foliage she's pulling out. This one here is actually from a trade from the plant swap that I did. So she's just chilling out here with the rest of them. And I have an elephant ear here, again from outside. I took her actually from the mother plant that was not able to be rescued. So I lost that one. And these are other plants that I got from the plant swap. This big begonia, angel wing begonia here, she is from the plant swap. So I have her currently in water, waiting for her to sprout some roots so I could plant her up. And this beautiful disaster was my avocado tree that I don't think survived the winter. So I'm gonna wait till the weather is nice. Oh, actually guys, I didn't see this. Oh shit, I think we have new growth. Okay, so all is not lost. All is not lost. Oh, that's so exciting. I didn't know she had growth coming out. Okay, perfect. So we'll keep working on her. She's a work in progress. The next little station, there's a lot of station in this room, okay? This is an African violet that has flowered that I got from the plant swap. And these, I gotta learn how to start labeling them because I don't know what these are. I believe there's some kind of alocasia. I could be wrong. And then I forgot what I was growing in here, but that's growing in sphagnum moss. This is station, I don't know. These are some big mamas that I got actually from my favorite nursery that I mentioned a couple times in videos, Hicks Nursery. So these two, this one I got during the plant swap. She's big, lush, beautiful. She did flower for me, but the flowers are all gone now. This Begonia Immaculata is from the same place. She's doing great. She's pushing out a lot of new leaves, as you can see. She's a wild girl. And my little shamrock plant that I absolutely love. She has flowers all over, which are such a joy to see. I'm so excited to see them every time they pop open. So these close like the ones up here when the light's off, but yeah, she's doing great. This was actually 3 little plants, and I decided to put them in one pot. It was a whole mess at the beginning, but I think they're much happier now. See, there's more flowers over here, so she's doing okay. She's doing okay. And I have a little begonia here growing in this little pot. She's not doing the great, but it's okay. We're here to survive. Now guys, this is like the last section in this room. So this is the floor, obviously. I have a couple plants here that are on mats for a specific reason. So this group here are all new plants that I got recently from one of my favorite companies that I've been buying plants from for a while. So I got this big order in as it had a big sale. I have some rare gems in this one that I'm very excited, like this Alocasia Jacqueline, the Alocasia variegated Fredic, and back there is Pothos Shangri-La, which those 3 have been on my wish list for some time, so I was happy to get them. Then I have a Philodendron Summer Glory, Regal Shield Alocasia, and a Philodendron Ring of Fire. So these are very new, so I have them isolated for a bit. Probably during the week I'm going to give them a shower. Some of them I have to repot, especially the Philodendron one, the Ring of Fire. I have to repot that one because it's a little loose, so I want to give her a bigger home. And then the little Alocasias I might repot because the roots are coming out from the bottom, but I'll figure that out later. So these are my newest additions to my collection. This beautiful mess here is the remains from my elephant ear plant. So I chopped it up because the main potato or the mass was completely rotted out, but I was able to save all these babies. So I've had them here, I've been taking care of them. I'm pretty sure they're dormant currently, but the other day I was staring at them as one does, and I noticed that we have a little green baby coming out. So they are still alive. She is doing her best. So the rest I'm just gonna wait on and see how they do. But I know at least I have this one growing out, so I must be doing something right. And Big Mama, she is my latest rescue. This is the Peace Lily that I got at Lowe's. I made a video on her a couple weeks ago. So she's here, she is thriving. I'm continuously watching her and taking out any dead leaves, cleaning her up. She has a bunch of new growth here, and she has a bunch of new leaves all here sprouting. So it's very exciting to see. I'm very happy to have her. I wanted a Peace Lily for a while. During the summer I might take her out, but then I also might leave her in here. So that's a decision that I haven't come up with yet, but she's doing here, she's doing great. All about her. So now we're moving, guys, to my second plant station that is still the same from last year. So you might notice there is a lot of differences from last year, so let me walk you through it. I still have a bunch of cuttings here, my pothos, my satin pothos, my Swiss cheese cuttings, those are also here. Then the climbing plant that I saved from Lowe's, I split into a couple actually. So the big one that you saw over there in my studio, and this little one that is more clearly growing new leaves. There was a smaller cutting that I had, but she did not make it. This Swiss cheese plant is the same one from last year. This is the mother. She has pushed out a lot of leaves. This is the biggest one so far. I have cut her back a couple times because I've propagated her a while. I've given cutting to one of my best friends as a gift that's also growing crazy. So she's been with me for years and still is going at it. As we come to the other side, there are a bunch of other propagations. This neon pothos was mentioned in the video from last year. I changed it into a pot and it's on a moss pole right now. The growth is very slow, I'm not gonna lie, but she is pushing out a new leaf, so she's trying her best. Now this is a golden pothos that was put on a moss pole, so she is currently pushing on another leaf. So this was new from last year. I didn't have any moss pole last year, so this is the first one that I did after that. And then the regular water propagated plants are all here. There's a mixture of plants here. So this is station number two for you. And like last year, I did clean up the room and coincidentally have the same bed dressing as I did. I literally just changed this last week too, so that's funny. Something else that you may notice that is different is my stair section, which is the third section of plants that I have. So last year I did have like a shelf, a bamboo shelf that I got from Amazon here, but I actually moved it here to house all my Pokemon plushes. So I have a little like ottoman, I think those are called, here, but I have plants still on my staircase and all over. So let's walk through that. This beauty here is my same pothos from last year. So this is the mother plant that I've cut all my golden pothos cuttings from. She's still doing great. She's still thriving. She is on a moss pole now, so that's different this year. And she seems to like it. Now some of the plants that I have on my steps are the same plants that I had on the upper shelf last year that are still with me. As you can tell, this queen marble is still thriving. This philodendron is still alive, but she hasn't been doing so great, so I don't really know what to do with her. She is pushing new leaves though. This spider plant is new. This is actually a collection of cuttings that I got from people at the plant swap. I decided to plant them all in one planter, and I have her growing here. She's doing great. So this neon pothos was the same one that was up in the shelf last year, so she's doing great. She's in a self-watering pot that I got. I mentioned in one of my haul videos from Temu. So she loves it, and how big the leaves are coming out. She's just thriving in it. And this one's special because it's a little variegated, so that's fun. This Brazil is also from last year. She had a little bit more slow growth than any other plant, but she's doing her best. She is in a self-watering pot as well, so she's great. My Baltic Blue is still here, thriving, living her best life. And I have another Brazil here. So this Brazil I've had history with. I mentioned it in my prior videos that she was with me for over a year now. She was luscious. She's died down from the winter from last year, and now she is still alive, still thriving. She's pushing in a lot of new leaves, so that's always great. Look at the variegation on these leaves, they're beautiful. And this is my spider plant. She has a lot of pups on this side, as you can tell. Look how pretty. A friend on it too. This addition to my step plant case thing is my Madagascar jewel that I got for the plant swap. I did recently repot her though, so she's doing great. There are actually two plants in here. This one, the big one, and the little tiny one. This one produced a baby that you guys saw on the desk, so that's this one. And then my little shelf here by the steps that has a lot going on. You guys will remember my Android pothos. We're still here. She's still thriving, picking it up. This is a Monstera Delicioso cutting from my mother plant. She is in water. We have the snake plant. This snake plant is over a year old. She was in the original planter video, so that. Then we have my string of hearts. So this string of hearts was outside in my greenhouse. I brought her in for the winter, and she seems to be loving the indoors. And this one here is cuttings that I propagated from the mother plant, which is this one. So this was planted recently, and she's just doing her best. Another pothos, green pothos, golden pothos cutting that I have in water. And then Beauty is I got from the plant swap. I have her growing in water. I believe this is a type of Syngonium, but I'm not 100% sure. But like I said, I got her from the plant swap, and she is currently growing her little roots in water. There are 2 bunches, I believe, in here. So when I'm ready, I'm gonna pot one up and leave one in water. These are the babies that are on my steps currently. We are at the end of this special video. I am gonna do 2 parts. The first part is the room tour. The second part is gonna be focused on some specific plants that I did talk about last year that I'm going to talk about this year and where they are and how they look and all that stuff. So that's going to be more of an update video. Also very excited to share a bunch of new projects that I have coming along the way this spring and summer. I really want to start talking about my outside gardening, how my greenhouse journey goes, and there's a bunch of other new stuff that I really want to take a dive into. I've been studying plant photography because I really love plant photography and how beautiful they are and capturing them through the lens. So that's something I've been studying up on. And then I also kind of want to get into plant art and focus a little time on that, but we'll see how that goes. I'll definitely keep you guys updated on all my channels and updated on all the fun projects that I have coming, which I'm excited to show you guys. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do a lot of more plant rescue videos, a lot of tours, a lot of side little projects, and yeah, I'm just excited to share this journey with you guys. It's to 1 year of excitement and growth, and to just continue on the journey. I have my little sprout growing here in my head and a big number 1 to celebrate the occasion, and I can't wait to see what this year brings and where we are next year. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the love and the support you guys are endlessly showing me. Don't forget to subscribe to my other social media platforms with the same name, Pathological Liar. I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, down below, so you guys can go easy follow them. Don't forget to like and watch all my other videos that have a lot of other cool stuff on them. And that's it. That's it for this video. Happy 1 year anniversary, guys.